Giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, presented by the Cochran Firm and Boston Scientific, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! Coming up today, man, Cowboys dominate the Rams 22-10. They moved to 4-1, and we got the raw morning reaction right here on the best Dallas Cowboys morning show in the land. So if you want to get in, you better get in where you can fit in. And the roundup, of course, we got to handle some business. We'll talk about those who got dinged up. I think the Cowboys got another special teams ace, so we'll talk about, that particular fella, And then we just got to give props to this damn defense, man. I mean, we're going to talk about everything, but the defense has just been fantastic. So we'll talk about the defense and how excited we all are for that, Cowboys Nation. It is the fourth consecutive Victory Monday, which means we got a cookout to go to, right? I heard they looking for Cowboy fans, man. I heard they looking for us. Here I go. 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 Woo! We going straight for their throat. And if they think we about to stop, I don't think it's happening, fam. So it's cookout. What y'all bringing to the cookout? Pull up. Drinks, food, play. I don't care. You can bring chips today. Everybody's welcome to the cookout today. We're going to talk about it. I got my standouts in the cookout that we'll discuss. And then, of course, we got those who are, welcomed on the walk. A lot of cousins are going to be going on this walk today. A lot of them. Okay. Now, after the game, I was still hyped up. I couldn't sleep last night. I was rewatching the game. I was on Twitter. Y'all saw me if you watched the post-game show with me and Jesse Holly. I came on there with so much energy because that's how I was during the game. Can you imagine? I'm just saying right now, Zach, if I act a fool next week, this Sunday and Monday, if I act a fool, just know it's just because of my passion. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to the Bomb Squad in the building. I see y'all. Bomb Squad! I ain't forget about y'all. And we already got 2 callers in the chat. So we're going to go here. Here's what we got to do. I'm sorry, 2 callers in the waiting room. We got some things to do after the show today. So I'm going to get right to the roundup. I'm going to come out and we'll get into the cookout. And we're going to open the lines. And we're just going to have a conversation about what's going on. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this thing.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Hey! God, I'm still hyped, man. Calm down. I got a show to do. D-Law and Dalton Schultz got dinged up yesterday, y'all. So, I had to go look around and see if we heard anything about them and make sure they came out of this thing okay. Let's start backwards. Dalton Schultz, I think that knee, man, this is what happens when you're playing on a PCL. The knee is still not all that right, it looks like. We'll go back. We'll watch the film today and see how he was moving on it because we saw in Washington there were opportunities. I don't know about this game. But Dalton Schultz came back in the game and he finished. D-Law was a weird exchange, man. He met at the quarterback, I think it was, with him and somebody else, and didn't look like a crazy hit, but he also didn't return to the game. However, shout out to our guy, Michael Gelkin. He came out and said, D-Law did not return, but deemed precautionary and that he's okay. And I believe so. He was all smiles after the game. Didn't seem like it was anything to worry about. So that's great news. So far, nothing major coming out of this game in regards to injuries. You gotta love that. In the opening, I talked about another special teams ace. And we can go beyond special teams, right? Like, we could talk about, I know it's 5 games, but just the person of Kelvin Joseph. We haven't heard anything. And we all know what happened in the offseason. We all know that. But we have to also commend him or his team or whomever it is that since that situation seems to hone in on something. Football, special teams, bones, whomever. But he's honed in, and he's become one of your top special teams guys on this team. He had 2 tackles yesterday from special teams, and he drew a block in the back call on another. And his speed has been a problem. And when you got C.J. Goodwin and Kelvin Joseph as your gunners, it's going to be really hard. Now, the one punt, which, speaking of special teams, Brian Anger in a bit of a slump. That's not on the gunner there. The gunner's not expecting you to punt the ball 30 yards. So the punter did not help their guys there. But other than that, I mean, these guys have been rock solid all year. And we talked about complimentary football yesterday in the post-game show. And I'll be talking about it all week and probably continue to talk about it all year. But we cannot dismiss this part of what the Cowboys are doing on this 4-game run here. And then I know this ain't news or anything like that, man, but I said yesterday I'm trying to hold back on using the word special just yet, because special is when it's done, right? When it's all said and done. But what this defense is doing right now is pretty damn cool. I will say that. It is without a shadow of a doubt. If it ain't the best defense, if you don't think it's the best defense, then it ain't. It's 2. But I don't think it's 2. For the first time since 1987, the Cowboys defense has 20 sacks in the first 5 weeks. They do it again, and they only give up 1 touchdown. This is the 5th straight game. They've given up 1 touchdown. Even more impressive, they've only allowed 1 touchdown in the 4th quarter. The reason why I think that's impressive is because every single one of these games in this 4-game run have been close enough in the 4th quarter where a touchdown can change an outcome or change the direction of that game. So to be able to hunker down in the 4th quarter is real. And I said this on Twitter. If you make a big play on them, or if you score on them, bet, do it again. Like, they take getting scored on personally. By the way, you better score on your big play on this defense, because they're second in the NFL in red zone defense, only allowing 9 trips in 5 games. Think about that for a second. They've only entered the 20-yard line 9 times in 5 games. It's ridiculous. And they've only converted 3 of those. And while we talked about the turnovers are going to be coming, they're going to be coming. You had 1 against Daniel Jones. You had 2 against Carson Wentz. Now you get 3 against the Rams. And really, you talked about Carson Wentz. I think they technically had 4 there because of, turnover on downs. And you get 3 turnovers, including a block. Oh, and we will get to that. Don't y'all worry. We will get to that. But they're also top 10 in 3rd downs. So now the turnovers are coming. They're still a top 10 unit on 3rd downs. They're not getting burned on the ground per se. We talked about that. It's why the one reason why I wasn't overly worried is because you weren't scoring touchdowns on the ground against this team. It's either feast or famine Well, yesterday at least it was. It was big play or it was nothing. Big play or nothing. So this defense, man, is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, man. And I don't even think it's complete. I still think there's another level to this defense. I think, how, Sky? 10 points, 16. I still think there's another level to this defense, man. As crazy as that sounds. Man. Yeah. For us, special, man. It's I try to be fair. I try to have understanding, right? Because I did this last year early. I told myself, don't week to week, Sky, week to week, stay on it, revel in these wins, right? Feel good about these wins and we move forward. I said yesterday to Jesse, though, man, this defense is really making me feel a little bit arrogant. Really making me feel a little bit arrogant. And again, special means it has to finish, right? Like, it has to finish. We got so much football left to go. A lot of things can happen. But I truly do believe that this defense, I said this early before the season started. You got Dan Quinn, you got a Micah Parsons. This defense is going to give you a shot to win a game. Point blank, period. Let's go a couple steps further. They're not giving you a shot. They're winning games. Man. Hey, Patel said, I like how hype you was on the post game. That was calmed down too, man. Like, that's the only thing about doing these post game shows. And I'm so glad I don't do reactions during the games. Like, I'm not streaming live because I really wanted to get up and celebrate with the rest of Cowboys Nation. But, got to pay these bills, man. All right, look. Here's what we're going to do. We got Sam on the horn. We got Reek on the horn. Hold tight. I want to get through the cookout rate quick. And then we're going to hit the phone lines. And that's how we're going to rock, man. So just hold tight, y'all. I got you. I promise. So, who is invited to the Grown Folk Table Squad? Who you got? You already know. Look, I got a surprise for y'all at this Grown Folk Table, but hear me out. Hear me out. Let's go. Tony Pollard, come on down, sir. Come get your plate at the table, big dog. Listen, I know we all want TP to get 20, 30 carries. But it don't really take that many carries for TP to get his, which is why I always argue if your offense is struggling, just give him the ball. 8 carries, 86 yards, including the 57-yard touchdown run. Oh, and don't get it twisted. Okay, don't get it twisted. On his other 7 carries, he did average 4 yards per carry. So it wasn't like feast or famine with TP. He is still getting positive yards. Of course, it has to be blocked up. He can't be getting tackled in the backfield. But Tony Pollard literally was the offense yesterday, right? He was the offense yesterday. And we can discuss we'll probably discuss it sometime today, maybe tomorrow if time permits today. We'll see. Also, Dorrance Armstrong. I mean, come on, man. Not only is Dorrance Armstrong allowed to be at the Grown Folk Table, when you're done, come on with this walk. Come on with us, bro. I don't know if you partake, but I'd be remiss if I didn't invite you to the walk as well. DA had 2 tackles. He set the tone. 2 tackles, 1 sack, and a forced fumble in the first possession, 3rd play of the game. And then he had 1 block punt on the next possession and recovered the fumble. What I love about what's going on with DA is they're not overdoing it with him. Meaning he's not out there playing 70-80% of the snaps. And we know there's a hefty rotation of defensive ends, right? The only ones playing upwards of 70%, close to 70%, is DeMarcus Lawrence, and he should be. But what that allows you to do is have all these guys play at 110%. Xavier Woods, I know you believe that doesn't happen. But I watch DA and I watch him play at 110%. He set that tone yesterday. Right off the bat, man. Reminded me of the inverse of what happened in Seattle to Dallas a couple times with the block punts and sacks and whatnot. So Dorrance Armstrong gets a hefty plate and come on to this walk, man. Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons on what? Half a leg, a half a groin, whatever you want to call it. Had 5 tackles, a tackle for loss, 2 sacks, I believe, in the fourth quarter, including the game-clinching sack fumble on a bum leg. They asked Micah about this, and George Edwards went over to check on Micah and said, "Hey, man, are you good to go?" Micah said, "George, as long as I'm alive, I can go. As long as I'm alive, I can go." Now, we could talk about, hey, Micah, relax and all that stuff. I feel like he knows his body. I feel like he'll be fine. I feel like, he'll get the treatment he needs. But I also feel like, and I don't mean to switch the subject here, I don't want to see him miss games, right? I don't want to see that. But I do feel like that this defense is Negan. The hell do you mean? If you don't watch The Walking Dead, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll try to explain it to you as best I can. Negan is vicious. Negan is smart. Negan's a killer. But there's not one Negan. They're all Negan. So while Micah might be the actual Negan, the DAs, the D-Laws, the Dante Fowlers, the Osas, the Bohannas, the Diggs, the Hookers, the Curse, everybody on this defense is also Negan. And what I mean by that is, if you don't watch the show, while there is a Negan, they all are about that business. So if you cut the head off the snake, another one's just going to grow. This defense is, Ross, it might be special, man. I love it. And then y'all probably like, well, how did Maher get invited to the table? Listen, sometimes at some of these cookouts, you gotta sit down and talk to the in-law. Maher was married into this thing, right? And he can give you some good advice. He can give you some good advice on finances, maybe, talk about our taxes. What's the real estate looking like, Brett? Might be looking to sell this crib. I might need a bigger backyard, Brett. How much can I get for this crib? You know what I mean? But we can't overlook Brett Maher's impact on this team. He leads the NFL in scoring. Now, you can take that one of two ways. Truly, you can. But Brett Maher leads the NFL in scoring. He's tied for the most 50-yard field goals. You could argue, I don't want to say Brett Maher is the closer or what have you, but it's at this point right now where the defense is playing so well, as long as you get within 55 yards per game, or 55 yards, points, 3 points, is almost like a touchdown. So I know there may be other MVPs of this team, but Brett might be the most valuable, underrated player of this team. Not just most underrated, right? We don't want to use just most underrated. There's a lot of quote-unquote underrated guys, but his value right now is so high and so important because of the way the offense is. And the offense hasn't needed to do a bunch of crazy things, and it hasn't done a bunch of crazy things. But Brett is at least giving you points. And excuse me for using a wrestling reference here, but Brett is not screwing Brett right now. He's not. So that's my cookout, man. And listen, I got Tristan Hill going for the walk. He had a nice tackle for loss. Big Los, big homie, got to come for the walk. I thought Big Los came in there and made his presence felt. It wasn't crazy on a stat sheet or anything like that, right? No. But to fill in for Quentin Bohanna and for those boys to hold the Rams to what, 30-something rushing yards? 38 rushing yards. And forget Cooper Kupp, right? He had a carry for 4 yards. They held them to 14 real rushes for 34 yards. Come on, man. Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker, he ain't going to partake, right? He the old head now. But yeah, Malik. I mean, and we'll go back and we'll watch the film and we'll have some plates to hand out. And we'll hand out some plates, right? We absolutely will. But, man, just an overall fun game. I knew I was going to have a good time with this cookout. I hope y'all enjoyed it as well. But I had to bring my guy, Brett Maher, to the grown folk table. At the very least, he can give us some pointers, right? At the very, very least. All right. As we roll through this thing, the lines are starting to fill up here. Let's get into the phone lines. Pulse of the Nation phone lines presented by the Cochran Firm. And, of course, y'all know about my guys, Larry and Brian, down at the Cochran Firm. They've been serving the DFW area community since 2005. They handle the most challenging civil cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, fraud, truck, automobile accidents, whatever you can think of. Or if you just need to, hey, man, I'm not sure about this. I need some legal advice. Hit up Brian, hit up Larry, and they will help you out because they will fight for you. Contact 1-800-THE-FIRM or schedule your free consultation today at CochranTexas.com. Victory Monday. Sam never calls in, but we got him today. What's good, Sam?
Hey, what's going on, Sky? How are you?
I'm good, brother. I 4-1. It just feels so good. How you doing?
It's feeling fantastic. I just had 3 points. So the first thing I was just thinking, it's Dallas week in Philly, but we have so much more, bigger goals than worrying about, the Eagles. Quite frankly, I'm not even worried about them going forward. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I feel like if we have bigger goals. We're 4-1 without our starting quarterback, and we have what looks like now at least 3 quality wins. You beat both teams in the Super Bowl. You beat really the Giants, who just beat Green Bay, and then unequal fields. I think 4-1 themselves. So
all of them.
Whatever happens,
All of them is quality. But go ahead.
Yeah, fair enough. Even if you want to say that, I was trying to be, fair as possible. But whatever case may be, I just feel like we're on our streak now without our starting QB. Yeah. You don't have to rush back. If he does, great. If not, whatever. But I'm not even sweating this game. Although I understand for them, it's a big deal. But we have bigger goals. I think the second thing is that, I was actually, I was a little concerned about Mike. I know groin injuries. I used to be a D1 athlete myself. Groin injuries could be really nagging. And so I was thinking, just get your thoughts on, when Dak gets back, would it be worth it, to give him a rest week going into the bye so that, he can be rested up, for the playoffs in the second half of the year, just because that groin looks like he's playing through it. But I don't want to
down, Sam. Let me slow you down here, man. Let's not overlook this wonderful win. Let's not overlook next week's opponent, and let's not look it's 15 weeks into the future, right? Just yet. You're talking about resting a player in week 5, right? And then we're talking about, I'm not worried about the Eagles. Well, they're on the schedule. They're 5-0. They're a good team. Yeah, it's not necessarily Eagles week in Dallas, but they're the next opponent. So all I'm saying is let's slow down a little bit here before we start talking about something. Yeah, man, let's go ahead and rest Micah Parsons because playoffs, right? If Micah can play, he plays. Listen, man, I'm trusting the trainers here. I'm trusting the athlete and the trainers to do the right thing and know what's up. So I'm not going to look too far ahead about, hey, rest Micah in week 7 because the playoffs in week 18. I don't think those two things correlate.
All right, fair enough. So I'll change my argument. You could tell that you must have been a lawyer in the past life, but I'll say that I think if I had my druthers, he would actually rest this upcoming week. I just don't like I hear you about trusting players, but with young players in particular, and I know
Players
Mike is the type
and
of player.
trainers. Don't forget that. I didn't say just the player, because all the players will play on one leg. But the trainers, they're like, how can I distrust what McCarthy has done right now with these guys in regards to injuries? I feel like he's been doing a good job with that.
I hear you. So if they have the final word, that's fine. I just don't trust. Like, I mean, obviously he's like a defensive player, if not MVP candidate right now. But I think he's the type of player that would say, I'm going to go, and maybe lose sight of like the long-term implications. So, but if he's good, he's good out there. You know what I mean? So that's. And then the last thing I was just going to say is that like I think we're all eating, like, not all, but I think a lot of us, myself included, quite frankly, are eating crow. I think in terms of the offseason moves, with the exception of the Coop move, which I still think was kind of petty. But I think on net, like, when you look at Dorrance Armstrong, when you look at even like Terrence Steele, everything, how they even managed, like I hate to say it, but even how they managed to cap. And even quite frankly, like, I don't think it's like a 1-for-1, but Noah Brown brings a different dimension in terms of like being a good pass catcher. He's not Coop, but a good pass catcher who can block. Is a very good blocking into the running game. Like, you gotta give the. I don't say give them flowers quite yet because the season's not over, but tip your hat to what they've done so far because it's been panning out.
What have they done so far?
What do you mean?
Because me specifically, I mean, if you're speaking on the Cowboys Nation, then that's fine. But you're calling into my show. Me specifically, I'm off. Terrence Steele, he was your right tackle. That was my thing going into the situation. Dorrance Armstrong, always thought fine rotational guy, but I will tell you I didn't expect him to have 4 sacks in 5 games and be this. I don't want to use the term dominant, but this productive. So I will go out on that limb and say I didn't expect that. But between DA and what's the cat's name? Dante Fowler, I felt okay there. The only one that I really worried about most was Cooper Kupp. Amari Cooper. Cooper Kupp, Cooper Rush, all these Coopers. Was Amari Cooper. That was the only one. Other than that, the issues with the front office really didn't have anything to do with who they signed. It was with who they didn't. Right? Like, you need role players like a DA. You need role players like a Dante and things like that. It was with who they didn't that was out there, and what they got for Amari Cooper. So, no, I don't think, you should eat crow unless you were the ones that thought Terrence sucked, unless you were the one who thought Dorrance wasn't good, unless you were the one, who thought that you need a Lyle at right tackle or something like that, then sure, you could eat your crow. But other than that, no, man, I think we're kind of, we snuck one off on the Bengals, but I think you look at the schedule going into this, we're a game above where I think a lot of people might have had us right now.
All right, fair enough. So I see Toxic Tom in the chat saying Kool-Aid's bad for your blood. I'm not drinking Kool-Aid, but, I just try to be fair. So that's it for me. Thank you, Sky.
Yep. All right, man, let's get, we got a lot on the phone, man. Let's get, wait a minute. I said I got you, Rick. Hold up. Let's get Reek, man. Oof. Let's bring this energy back up, man. What's up, Reek?
Yeah, what's going on, Sky? What's up,
Good
Cowboy
Lord.
Nation? Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Hey, man, Victory Monday, man. Let's just be happy for the victory because we did our thing yesterday. We got to be proud of our team.
On. Before you go, man, I feel like I gotta get back into it, man. Sam killed the he killed the energy up in here. Hold on, real quick. I gotta get this energy back, y'all. Come on, man. We 4-1. They was looking for us. Here we go. What's good, Rick?
What's good?
What's up with you, man?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. They was doubting us yesterday. They was doubting us. We was the underdog, but like Mike McCarthy said, we ain't nobody damn underdogs. We coming to punch people in the mouth.
They looked
that's the culture of this team, man.
Mike looked at them and said,
"So
5.5 points." He said 5.5 points. Oh, all right, cool.
See, my thing is like this, man. I love the way that we playing football, man. It's the first 1 to 20 wins. You know what I mean? And we've been holding teams under 20 points.
Yeah.
Do you know how valuable that is? That we have a defense and a special teams to keep people under 20 damn points. That's Super Bowl type football, man. I ain't trying to go that far with it, but it's the makings of something.
Yeah.
You got to start off small to get so it can get bigger later. My thing is like Cooper Rush. He's doing a decent job to win games. He's game managing. Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy's kind of pulling Kellen Moore back a little bit, like, bro, run that ball, and we're gonna throw some passes up in here. We're gonna make you happy too, but we need to run the damn ball. You know what I mean? We ran the ball good. We was physical on both sides of the damn ball. Huh?
No, I'm looking to the chat. Go ahead. You good?
Yeah, we was physical on both sides of the ball, and our special teams played good. Those are formulas to win games. Hey, man, I'm not worried about Philly yet. It ain't time to talk about Philly yet. Hey, let's love this win. Keep going, and we're gonna do our damn thing. That's all I gotta say this morning, man. Peace.
Man, appreciate you. Let's keep it moving. We got a lot on the phone, man. Let's get to my guy B. What's up, B?
What's happening, my G?
What's up with you, man? How you feeling on this 4-1 Monday?
It's Victory Monday, man, and just to jump right to it, man. I've been real critical of Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore, man, but I'm gonna give credit when credit is due. That's what we do, and there seems to have been an identity shift with this coaching staff as far as offensively. It's just playing to your strengths. I didn't even realize they ran the ball 30 times yesterday, my G.
32
and
times.
I didn't realize they only
30.
ran
I'm sorry, 30. You're right. Yeah.
I think Zeke had 22 and Pollard had 8, so right at 30. And your boy Rush only threw the ball for 105 yards, and they won by 12.
Net 76 yards, and you win by double digits. I mean, that's crazy.
Yo, that's crazy, man. And the thing about what I've noticed is, just like everybody else, I'm sure, is Dak Prescott getting hurt made this a better football team, because what it did was it made the coaches check themselves and say, look, this is not the offense from last year. We have to find a new identity, and we have to play to the strength of the entire team. And when our starting quarterback comes back, he's going to be able to enhance that more, but it doesn't mean we have to change the philosophy that's winning.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. And hats off to them for just noticing that, man. And just hats off to the defense, man. I don't think people understand in today's pass-happy league how hard it is to hold a team under 20 points for the first 5 games of the season, and they playing the same game they played basically almost week 1 as far as passing, but they're just more efficient with what they're doing as a team. The Bucs only scored 19 points. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting back and I'm watching these boys play. Man, they hitting, they flying around. And the thing about it is they lost people in the offseason. And they're getting better. And you know what? Basham is still
on defense. They only lost one person on defense.
Yeah, one person on defense.
Yeah.
But Basham, he hurt. And people forget that that's another guy. You know what I'm saying? That's another guy that can give you valuable snaps.
And I'm not saying Basham is going to be a guy that changes your defense or anything like that, but that's to the point I made earlier where I don't even think this defense is at the peak yet, right? Like, now, you're not going to have everybody available all the time. I get that, but let's say they do. Let's say Quentin Bohanna does come back, and Terrell Basham, does come back. J-Ron Curse is not coming on his first game. He's got 4 or 5 games under his belt. Michael Parsons is getting in the groove at linebacker, and maybe you start doing more with Jabril Cox. Like, I just feel like there's still so much more to unlock on this defense, which is scary.
Still, and then I see Jabril Cox getting snaps on special teams. He's been active, just getting acclimated to things. I'm guessing he's getting more healthier. I heard that they was trying to manage that knee after training camp because they pushed him real hard. And so they were trying to manage that knee, so it looks like he's trying to get back on the field in some capacity. Man, we need that because those snaps are going to be valuable, period. But, man, just hats off to this team, hats off to the defense. It's a lot to say, a lot to take in, but we got another day for that, man. I'm glad you stopped your boy when he was talking about playoffs. I've been saying it all off season, Sky. After what happened over the off season, just take it week by week.
We get time.
Temper your expectations. Allow Cooper Rush being at quarterback for the time being. It's just to help give you perspective on just enjoying the week.
Sure.
Let the playoffs be where they are, which they haven't even started yet. It's a week-to-week league, man, and you enjoy it, you appreciate it more. I learned my lesson last year, and I'm not coming up off it, man.
Yeah,
so
I learned mine too.
And it's Victory Monday, man. I'm gonna enjoy this, and we'll talk about Sunday when it's time. But I don't see nothing past Sunday right now, man. That's just how I'm looking at it for the rest of the season, man. So have a good show, my G. Love what you do, man, and stay blessed, bro.
Appreciate you, B. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. That's what they're doing in that locker room. That's what they're doing in that locker room. Micah Parsons, J-Ron Kurz, Malika, all these guys come out and they say Cowboys win 1-0. But you're allowed to fan the way you want to fan. You want to think about February. You want to look past everybody and say we're going 17, 16-1 in playoffs. You're allowed to do that. I'm just telling you how I'm looking at it, man. How I was supposed to look at it last week. I got a little carried away. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a little carried away. And I start doing that, right? Hey, man, as long as Kellen Moore pulls out the plays in the playoffs, right? I kind of got past the week-to-week thing. But I'm going to promise myself to kind of stay in that because this is fun. Don't miss the ride. Don't miss the ride because it's going to get rocky a little bit, right? And, man, shout out to Mike, man. Shout out to Mike. Because 2 years in a row now, in the first 5 weeks, they're 4-1. 4-1. They lost the first game of the year and won 4 consecutive. Last year it was 6 consecutive. We'll see what happens this year. All right? We'll see what happens this year. But I'm glad we are able to give Mike his flowers. And I always come back to what happened after week 1 because I think it was such a big deal. And think about how we're talking about Mike McCarthy now compared to how we talked about Mike McCarthy last year at this juncture, by the way. Time management, clock management. He can't manage it. We literally were coming off of victories and we were like, hey man, Mike McCarthy can't do this, can't do that, right? And at the end of the day, we're like, 4-1. Have we heard any time or clock management problems? I mean, I haven't. So, definitely give him his flowers. Are we seeing growth from Kellen? And the reason why I say that is he talked about understanding the type of game you're in. Last week, everything in me wanted to throw the ball, right? That's what he said, but he ran it. This week, 30 rushes. Aside from, let me see here, where we at? 30 rushes, 163 yards. Zeke, wasn't like Zeke did a whole bunch, but again, 22 carries, 78 yards. Those are hard-earned yards, and he got a 10-plus yard run. Soften up that defense. Hit him with the body blows a couple times. And then Tony Pollard is going to do Tony Pollard things. I've said this to y'all a bunch of times. If your offense is in a rut, it's not doing quite well, put it in your playmakers' hands and see what happens. TP is one of them, man. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. We got our regulars here, D-Shift, D-Sean, and then my guy from Reading. Let's go with the I'm going to just say D-Shift because y'all get crazy. What up, D-Shift?
What's up, man?
What's good with you, buddy?
Not much, man. I got a I don't know, maybe a little proclamation question of some sort. It don't matter at this point.
Shoot.
But I feel I'm going to go ahead and say that this year's team is better than last year's.
We'll see. I mean, they're both for 4-1 at this point.
Well, my only thing is that I just feel so much confidence with you won a game with what's that? Your boy only threw 100 yards.
100 yards and 76 net. We got to throw that in there because that is almost unheard of, unless you're the Patriots last year throwing the ball 3 times. But go ahead.
And which is crazy because, yesterday I'm looking at the game. I think it was Greg Olsen. He's like, yeah, all the Rams got to do is drive down these last 5 minutes, 2 drives, and I'm like, dude, like
All
for
the Rams got to do.
All they got to do. That's it, Scott. That's it.
Something they ain't done all game, right? Okay, cool.
3.5 quarters, they struggled. They had like one lucky play. And, they're going to try to grill Trayvon, but it's okay.
Yeah, they got
But at the end of the day, man, I guess that was just kind of where my whole bravado was this off season when I was saying that this team would be better than last year's just because of anticipation of what this defense was going to do. I didn't know it, but I just was going off of history that if you got a defense that's developing this way and if they can step up and if you can change your style of play and be more of a running team, then you have – I like that type of team better than the team that's going to score you so many points. Because, all off season –
if you score a lot of points, it won't matter if your defense is middling, right? Because all it's going to take is you to run into a solid defense and then the inverse of it, right? Now you run into a solid defense and you can't stop somebody or stop them when you need to stop them.
And I feel the more this defense performs it does, I think the Cooper Rush rumblings are just going to the wayside because at the end of the day, you look crazy. You look crazy if you're giving him more credit than what he has actually earned, in which he's earned a lot of credit.
Sure.
But you look crazy when you talk that way because you're totally disregarding and undermining how this team is winning and what they have to do, which is not a lot. They just have to play. Like I get excited for the defense to come on the field.
Yeah.
Like yesterday when we were like a couple years ago, 5 minutes ago, a 12-point lead, I'm a little nervous. I'm like, man, offense killed the clock. Hurry up, let's get out of here. But yesterday with 5 minutes left, I'm like, damn, like let's see Parsons add on to his stat line.
Let me tell you something.
And that he did.
Let me tell you something about that. In another year, maybe I'd have been like, hey, 4th and 1, you up 9, 5 minutes left. Man, we might have to go for this, man. I don't know the defense. This year I was like, don't be stupid. Kick the field goal. They need to score 2 touchdowns. They haven't even been able to do that since the second quarter, since the first quarter, whatever it was. They scored
no team has done it all season.
Right. So right. So go ahead, kick the field goal and make them matriculate down the field, and they couldn't do it and punch it in. So yeah, that's how confident I am in this defense now. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. Now, AFC aside, because we don't got to run into Pat Mahomes, we don't got to run into the Buffalo Bills, which is, those dudes are playing at a different level. But there's not an offense in the NFC. There's not an offense on the rest of this schedule right now. Not that I use the term fear in general, but there's not an offense that I go into the game and I'm like, oh, man. I don't know, man. This defense, no. I feel like we got the advantage.
And one thing, the pass, putting in Tony Pollard for pass protecting plays, I understand. Like, I really do understand the logic, and you want him to get in. You don't want to be predictable. You don't want people to think that every time Zeke's in, he's going to be pass blocking, and every time, you want to switch it up and mix it up. But I just think you just have that good of a defense that if you can – that's in a sense he's kind of a liability in pass protection. He's just not Zeke. I'll just put it that way. He's not Zeke.
Yeah, he's not better than Zeke in the pass protection. That is true. And yesterday he, I guess, worried about Aaron Donald. I was talking to Jesse. He steps up to try to worry about Aaron Donald, and they blitz.
Let Jalen Ramsey.
Just,
that was the Ramsey play, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. So I do want to. I don't really care for that because I think it happened in another game too. So I don't
Week 1.
Really care for it.
Week 1 it was terrible.
But yes, man. So I'm ready. I'm still on that, man. I really think this team, like, because you and I had a conversation. We talked about we're both not looking to see if we can beat bad teams.
No.
Our thing was, can we beat the contenders? And, the NFC is as a lack of, I don't think we've really played a true contender this year. I can't call the Bengals and the Rams a contender.
Well,
now,
I know what you're saying.
Respect away from it.
I get what you're saying, right? Like
the Eagles will be the best test.
Right.
I didn't think that was going to be it.
Exactly. And that's what happens with the season, right? You get it, and that's why I hate when the schedules come out. I hate we're going to predict these games because you just don't know what these teams are going to be like when you get there, right? Nobody looked at the schedule and said the Rams are going to be 2-2 and playing like crap. The Bengals are going to be 2-3. and playing like crap.
The Giants are going to beat the
Giants
Packers.
going to be 4-1 beating the Packers. So that's why I always say, man, just week to week, man, because you can't overlook any opponent. But if you want to predict if you want to predict a certain thing, I did look at the schedule and say, okay, from a totality, I think this is a double-digit win team. How many how much in regards to double-digit wins, I think depends on, the time you play certain teams. And right now,
hey, man,
the toughest part of your schedule is starting. I mean, is it ending?
And is it me, or does that run defense look a little bit different with your green dot boy back?
Hey, we're going to look at the film. We're going to look at the film tomorrow and see what that was about. But
check out J. Ron for me.
That's what I'm saying. Just from the memory, though, your defensive line is they're just animals, man. The defensive tackles, they're just animals. So we'll look at the film tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, Scott.
Appreciate the shift.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
It's what he started off this whole thing with was, is this team, that's not his question, but I'm asking y'all, is this team better than last year's? 100% the defense is. That's for sure. Here's why, even though they're 4-1, I can get with you if you say yes at this point. Because they're 4-1 last year, 4-1 this year. Here's why I can say yes. Because they're better coaching. And we haven't seen the peak team yet. Because we know the offense is believe it or not, and maybe this is something we'll talk about tomorrow when we get to Tape Tuesdays or Tale of a Tape or whatever we want to call it. Believe it or not, your offense over a 4-week span has gotten worse. And you're still beating teams by double digits. What? So if you say yes, it's early. I can give you reasons why yes. 100%. The easy no is no, because your offense isn't as good as it was last year. It may not be as good as it's going to be last year, but it may be better complementary once you start getting all the pieces back together, right? And you start playing that complementary football with all the pieces. So I can dig it. Let's get to who I say. Deshaun was next, and then my Reading brother. And then we got other callers, too. I see y'all. What's good, Deshaun?
Good morning, Sean. All right. So, first off, I think now I was listening to watching What's the King yesterday. I think you were, too. And it was one team in particular that we talked about. Yeah. And I know people probably going to get mad at me for saying this, but we're something like the 49ers. Does that kind of look similar to you?
Why would that sound crazy? That's what we talked about, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And so just kind of run the ball, protect the rock, and let your defense go ahead and close these things out.
And so what has been happening lately with the 49ers? They've been making it to the NFC Championship, right? So I personally feel like in order to really win games, you have to play that way, because if you take away something that the team loves to do, which is pretty much pass, which is only a few teams I know that like to run more than they pass, it really opens up what a team has to do to you.
I'd go opposite. I'd say you make teams one-dimensional by taking away the run. I know this sounds so crazy in 2022, right? But what I mean by that is if you can make teams either A, have to play catch-up, then they can't run the ball. Or B, you're just so good against the run like the Cowboys were yesterday that the Rams are like, bro, this is pointless. They probably had more tackles for loss, or just about as the same amount of tackles for loss as positive gains. And when I say positive, I mean anything over the expectation, like more than 3 yards. I doubt they had as many rushes for over 3 yards in this game. So if you can take them out of doing that, now the play action is gone. Now they're in shotgun. Now I can pin my ears back. So, and this goes back, and I'll end it here and let you go back to your call. This is why I say it's really not, to me, about the volume of running. It's about the efficiency of running. Because if I run the ball 18 times in a game, that's not a high volume. But if I'm getting 4.5 to 5 yards per carry, it's efficient enough to make you have to worry about it. So, but I digress.
But, another point was Michael Parsons. So, I was listening to what he was talking about, and he was saying, he was like, hey, when he poured that grunge, he's like, I might not be able to, like, like run and everything, but just put me in down. Like if there, I have a saying, if you're not dead, I will show up for work. So he said, he's like, well, I'm not dead, so let's go. So I just that's superstar type of quality right there.
Yeah, he said, man, as long as I'm alive, I'm out there, man. I appreciate that.
So, but also, I love Dorrance Armstrong. He's like over the years he has like literally got better and better.
Yes.
So far, he has a blocked field goal, a blocked punt, and a strip sack.
4
and
sacks.
That's in a matter of what. Yes, and it's crazy to me how much I don't think about Randy Gregory right now because how much plays he's making right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they wanted Randy Gregory. It didn't work out, but I don't think anybody should have been fretting over not having Randy Gregory because they did add a guy in Dante Fowler. And Dante Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong together, I think, is fine enough. You got DeMarcus Lawrence. You got Micah Parsons. I don't know why people were freaking out about the pass rush. You're good there. Anything else is going to be added bonus, and DA is giving you, and Fowler for that matter, they're not giving you just added bonuses, right? They're part of this wave that you have to worry about from a passing standpoint. I mean, we're about to play another team that got a good pass rush, but and the Niners got what they got. And I don't know all these teams up and down, but I'll take our wave of guys. We came into the season saying, hey, our front, our defensive front is the strength of this team. I'll take my front against anybody.
And last point, shout out flowers to Brett Maher. I know like the long snapper kind of like, dropped it, but he's been consistently making field goals, which has been helping us a lot. And so the more he continues to make, the better people will see him as.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
Scott, thank you so much, though.
Appreciate you, man. Do I got my guy Vach in the building? Saw somebody bring up Vach. Yes, sir. Said, look at these numbers. When you win, that's what happens, man. We had to get the energy back up in this thing, you know. And Vach know exactly what I'm talking about with this one. I heard they was looking for us, Vach. Here I go, 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 here I go. Oh, I swear to I can't wait for next week, man. This is kind of where I wish, just for 1 week, I was back home. Just for 1 week. Because they're getting real froggy up there. And I took a look at some of the, I peeked a little bit after the game. I wanted to say, let me look at what's going on. Get a little head start on the Eagles. I might need a cameraman on Sunday. Play Sunday night? I might need a cameraman. Just flat out. Hey, yo, set it off, Chris. What's good, man?
Man, I can't be jumping the line, man. I want to sit in the line and listen to everybody else, man.
No. I saw you jump up in here. I had to because we were supposed to play the other song, right? But I'm not quite ready for that song yet. That's next week.
Listen, man.
Next week.
I know. It's so close, though. I put it out. I sent it to you, but I also shot it on Twitter, and everybody they catch it like we have it, man. But man, this defense is like everybody's echoed, man, and all the different things that we're looking at. They look amazing, man. They're doing everything we expected. But I think the one word we're not saying a lot of is the toughness of this football team. That was the one thing we were all talking about coming into the season. Would we be tougher? Would we be physical? And that's all we are, man.
That's true.
We are physical. We are bullies in the backyard. We're pushing kids off bikes. We're doing everything physical, and it's just showing up in so many different ways, bro. And you gotta love it, man. You gotta just be like, man, this is what we were calling for, because there's nobody that we fear that will push us around or anything. it used to be to the point, man, we would defer and we'd be like, oh God, can the defense even get off the field?
Man.
We're excited to watch the defense get on the field now.
We deferred.
Because we know we're about to find spot. Yeah, we deferred.
We deferred and scored points.
We deferred and scored. Right,
Yo.
man. That's what you see. You see how different it is, man.
It's a different film. I wore that NWO shirt last Monday.
Yep.
And I did that for a reason. I truly do feel like there's a new world order in Dallas right now because it's the defense leading the charge, man, which is something that we have not been able to say since the mid-90s.
Man, I didn't want to even talk about that, man, because, that takes us from our week-to-week mentality. But this is the closest I've seen it. I was sharing with my man Nick last night, and DeMarcus Ware never had a defense like this, man.
No.
Dez put out a tweet a couple weeks ago. He was talking to Tony. He said, "Had we had a defense like this, we'd have won a Super Bowl."
I won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'd have won a Super Bowl. They're different, man. And 4's on the way, man. 4's on the way back, and then you can get to see this thing in mid-season form. Because we're not even close to mid-season.
As my bro Vach would say, we're not even in mid-season form, right? We're not even in final form.
No, man, we ain't even hit Super Saiyan. We ain't even hit Super Saiyan mode yet, man. When you hit Super Saiyan mode, man, that's when it'll be different, man. But I'm gonna just fall back, and man, I want to give a shout out to Tariq, man. Reek didn't even say nothing bad about LVE. Man. You gotta know this is a great win. Reek didn't even get on LVE, man. Reek is my dude. I listen most days just to hear Reek give it to me. But that's how impressive this win was, man. So I'm gonna fall back, man. I'm gonna listen everywhere. Did B-Bird come on already?
No, he has not. B-Bird been busy at work though. He been busy at work, but he ain't come on yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, man, I'm just gonna fall back and listen, man. But hey, man, come Sunday night, if clock strikes all zeros, and it's the way I want it to be, bruh. I'm sending it right to your inbox. You already know how I'm acting on that day.
I don't even want to think about it, man. What I'm gonna act like because I'm.
I want to. No, we gonna think about it, dadgummit. Now, I'm listen. All jokes aside, this is the fight we've been wanting. This is the fight we've wanted.
It is.
This is the team we want. This is the measuring stick you want to figure out where you at. Win, lose, or draw, you get to find out exactly where you at. If four plays,
we'll get there.
If 4 plays,
we'll get there, Chris. We'll get there, Chris.
Okay. All right, it's Monday. It's Monday, man. It's Monday, man. Hey, man, check the camera, man, because I know you probably low on Tito's after last night, man. We gotta get it back up.
Oh man, you damn right, bro. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. I'll let you later, man.
Oh man, I don't want to think about that. I'm gonna miss a whole bunch of super chats, and I gotta lock the lines up. Gotta lock them up. Let me check this email real quick. And let me see. They didn't respond, man. Oh, that was that. Yeah. We still on that schedule. Okay, so let me get to these super chats. And then get back to the lines, man.
Super chat.
Appreciate you, Jeremy Parker. The 199. He says they have us as 5-point underdogs this week. Good.
Super chat.
My guy L. Our defense is brought to you by the Cochran Firm. Locking them up.
Super chat.
B, we appreciate you for the $10 donation. He says, my eyes were watering. I was so hyped after the sack fumble, Tank touchdown, then Armstrong with the block punt. Man, I had people at Texas Live looking at me crazy.
Super chat.
David J says, Eagles don't want to battle. They shook because it ain't no such thing as... And then stops. So I don't know if it was more, but appreciate it.
Super chat.
Shaq Edwards, he said, after watching the film yesterday, the film detector determined that AB actually does turn his head. Where's that AB guy at? Huh? Oh, yeah, come on in, brother. Come on in. The water is warm. It's warm over here, man. I'm not that guy, though. I'm really not that guy. Let me stop, man. Because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I was telling Jesse, I said, man, I was defending AB a little bit this week and got a little nervous. Because I'm like, yeah, man, they gonna be targeting AB. If he gives up a catch, I'm gonna hear it from everybody else. Look pretty good to me, man. Look pretty good to me. Appreciate all the super chats. Y'all will be our Boston Scientific fan-focused comments of the morning. Again, presented to you by Boston Scientific. ED can affect your self-esteem and impact your most important relationships. Take a free online assessment that you can share with your doctor. Click the ad in the description to learn more. There is a permanent, satisfying solution to treat ED. So visit edcure.org to get the facts and find a urologist who can offer treatment options that work when others do not. Again, edcure.org, sponsored by Boston Scientific.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
in front of the millions
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and reach for the sky. Here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. We'll do it live.
That's how Sky was looking after the game. Nah, go back and watch. Who was in the post-game show last night? I think I might have scared Zach, CEO of the company. He came down to Dallas to check it out yesterday. I might have scared him. Just passionate, man. But yeah, this one means a lot to me. This one coming up, and we gotta. I know we gotta get to Wednesday. I promise y'all, we'll get to Wednesday. Tomorrow we'll look at the tape. We'll have some fun with it, and we'll get to Wednesday, and then we'll break it all down. But this one means a lot to me, coming from where I'm from. Coming from where I'm from, this means a lot. I don't really talk too much shit about any other team, but this one. We beat the Bengals, we beat the Rams, whatever. But this one, y'all know me. I hate this team, man. I hate them. What up, James from Cali? What's goody?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you feeling?
You know, I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna get straight to it, real quick. Just a couple of really fast points, I promise you here, but man, sometimes if you've ever heard the old saying, the Eagles are talking shit, well, I'll tell you what, man. Sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, because while the Eagles is winning, they ain't played a defense like this. Our defense is physical, it's fast,
that's what I meant to
and it's swarming. Yeah, and then I'm just going to say this, too. When you can sit there, I don't know how much we still got to do to get respect, but when you can beat not only the Super Bowl champ, but you beat the Super Bowl runner-up, and you're beating everybody and only allowing one tutty per game. And I think we're allowing under 20 points per game per opponent that we have faced. Now, I think these people that are these naysayers, if you will, need to start slapping some freaking respect onto this defense. Because I've been a Cowboy fan since 1980, Sky. And with the exception of the Jimmy Johnson days when we won those Super Bowls, I don't think I've seen a defense like this in a long time. It's been a long time coming. Who would have told you Cooper Rush could throw for what? 87 net passing yards?
Something like that.
And we won the game. So, people need to give this defense some respect, man. Remember back a couple weeks ago?
Not just win the game. Hold up. They won the game by double digits.
Exactly. Now, is this the way you was talking about the levee breaking with the defense? Did it finally break? I think it did.
With the turnovers, yeah. I mean, why look, you got one against Daniel Jones, and you could have added multiple. You had two against Carson Wentz, and then you get three against the Rams in totality, right? the block point, and
Exactly.
then the fumble and then the interception. The levees have broken. Yeah.
Exactly. I thought so. So my last thing I want to say, man, like I said, I love your show. I love Vacha's show, man, because you guys bring it how it is and will hold back, and I appreciate that. But I'll just tell you this, like I already said, the Eagles want it. They're gonna get it, and I'm telling you right now, you know, I've watched them play a little bit. They're decent, but they ain't played a defense like ours. I'm gonna tell you, we gonna get after it, and Jalen's gonna be like, "What the heck? What truck just hit me?" You know what I mean?
They're a strange team, man. But they 5-0, so whatever.
But they always talk shit all the time. They're the biggest shit talkers all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But anyway, Sky, I appreciate it, man. It's a great victory Monday. Cowboy Nation, hey man, we gotta enjoy this. We're gonna go out and handle business next week. And you know, after we win, they still gonna be talking shit because that's how dysfunctional they are as fans.
Hey, they could talk shit.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
We don't care.
Like Vacha's thing says, basically, fuck them.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, my man. Like I say, Scott, I love your show, bro.
Thanks, man.
Have a great
Appreciate
day,
it.
man.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. You as well.
All right, man. Bye.
Let's get to my guy from Reading. My bad. I kept you on hold a lot longer than I wanted to, man. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Steele. How you doing? God bless you and your family in the show, like always.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and I just got a couple points. I get off the horn real quick. Just want to say, Mike McCartney, he's doing a hell of a job. Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
We do gotta give him his credit.
100%.
And also too, Carson, the way he came in on that drive where he got his last sack, that showed a whole lot. Like he showed, like he know that we needed him at that moment to really put everything away, and he came through. He showed that PA toughness. You know how we do in PA.
So right.
And also too, in Money My Heart, his kicking has been. A lot of people talk about the defense, but we gotta give this man a lot of credit because his legs been keeping us in the game. Actually, his legs been winning the game besides the defense.
He got the most points. Hold up, bro.
But that leg, woo, he's been like, you know how the way before when the kickers would come out, we'd be like, oh my God, here we go. What's gonna happen now? Now it's like I want to see him come out. Now it's like I don't even look at the TV. I know he's gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? But and one thing also too, I wanted to say that Vosh last night, his show was real good. He was in his bag last night. He was in his bag like always. You know, once he gets in his bag.
You know
what
he get his bag, man. It's wonderful.
And take care, okay? God bless you and, you know, like always, in your family and the show, and take care, okay?
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
You know that.
When Vosh get in his bag, it's wonderful television. And I say television even though we ain't on TV. But damn it, that's television. Thanks for calling in, man. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more callers. We're on good time. Let's keep it that way. I got to get up out of here in like 15 minutes. 718, what it do?
What's up, Sky?
What's good?
This is Tony. I said I would call in because I just have a few things to say because I'm at work. I'm trying to rush.
Go ahead. Hurry up.
But the game was amazing. Not only did it show that this defense is putting the stranglehold on baby boy, like when he was talking about his mama, but I'm saying
choking these dudes out.
But yeah, but I'm saying when 37 touchdowns and 4,500 yards, that comeback. When 37 touchdowns and 4,500 yards throwing that comeback, this defense and offense is going to be Super Bowl caliber, and I know that.
That's another
it's
reason.
Already in mid-season form.
That's another reason why I said the defense has another level because technically they haven't really played with a crazy lead just yet. It hasn't happened yet.
And that's the thing. Once they playing with the lead, the pressure they're gonna go up and be like 75% of the time now.
Yeah.
Like it's only 45 to 50% now because they can't rush every single time. But now they getting it. They clicking it now. Like Micah Parsons is not just rushing. He's rushing and faking, and he's going out in coverage and covering a wide receiver. Like the defense is still finding their way, and they're still holding people to under 20 points. Like, this defense is, like, not even at the, like, final level.
Not at
and
all.
I think that, like, the Eagles are like, oh, like, Jalen Hurts is Batman or whatever. This defense is Deathstroke. Deathstroke gonna beat the crap out of Batman. He's done it. He's the only one that has done it. And this defense is that Deathstroke. Like, they're gonna go in and they're gonna come in and think, oh, Philly throws for so much yards and throws so much touchdowns. They only put up all the points in the second quarter right before the halftime. That's all they do. So if you hold them that first half, they're not gonna put up nothing. They're gonna put up 10 to 15 points maybe.
We'll get there. We'll get there, bro. We'll get there. In closing.
Yeah, but in closing, like, this show, like, you box, man, I call y'all the Cookout leftovers. Like, y'all always in the bag. Like, y'all are crazy.
That's funny.
Y'all are crazy on and I just love listening to y'all show. Y'all have so much insight. You box are just, yeah. So I'm gonna hurry up and get off because I'm at work. But keep doing what y'all are doing.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that trust and believe me, we do. I truly do believe we like the tag team champs of this thing. And yeah.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
You can't miss shows. Make sure y'all don't miss that show later. It's going to be a fun one. It is going to be a fun one. Before I forget, man, 2 callers brought it up. Another caller brought this up. Physical. We talked about, Coach McCarthy talked about wanting to be a more physical team. And you know what I haven't brought back yet? I haven't brought it up all year. We've been doing all these wrestling references. What did I dub this draft class? And really last year, to be honest with you, because we said Micah Parsons was the stone cold of this draft class. Of this team, I should say, over the last 2 years. The Attitude Era. We are seeing that. And now Mike McCarthy, he's kind of Mr. McMahon a little bit. You know, Mr. McMahon wasn't Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon was coming off of Brett Screwed Brett, trying to get the sympathy. And I'm going to my history back here. My bad. I'm going to end up going overtime. Trying to get the sympathy of the fans because, oh, you just lost Bret Hart. He went to WCW. You screwed him with the Montreal screw job. I'm sorry. But he said, no. I'm getting heat. Y'all like this? Let me flip that on you. It went full heel. Now, I know Mike McCarthy's smiling right there, but I'm telling you, after week 1, I think he got tired of sympathy. After last season, I think he got tired of hearing all the talk. And he went full heel Mike McCarthy. And that unlocked the Attitude Era. These boys is playing like that. They're playing with that attitude, man. 404-213 and 203 to lock it up. What's up, 404?
Man, what's up, Sky?
What's good with you?
Yeah, man. I just want you guys at the Cookout, man. I see that big silver pot, man, with that aluminum foil on it. You know what's in that pot, man?
What's in there?
Some collard greens with smoked eagle necks.
For some ham. Oh, I like it. Okay, I like it.
Some smoked eagle necks. And I heard one of the Sunday talking heads talking about how the Rams are top heavy. You know, they got a lot of superstars, maybe a lot of money. But the rest of their roster ain't hitting on anything. So my shout out is to Will McClay and the talent acquisition team with the Cowboys because this roster from top to bottom, bro. I mean, the draft picks, the guys they brought in as free agents, the guys off the street. I mean, we didn't have a kicker. I mean, the whole talent acquisition team, my hat's off. Just shout outs to all of them because this squad from top to bottom we don't even have our starting all Pro Bowl quarterback, our all world left tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Let's give it up, man, because this team is strong.
we don't have. I give Will so much praise, and his job technically is done. In a way, there are always, I guess, Steven says 365 player acquisition. That's a lot, but Will. If it wasn't for Will, I truly believe we'd be in shambles because he is doing a phenomenal job, and I don't mean to diminish his role, but being the guy where they say, okay, this is what you got to go out and get. It ain't a lot. We're going to give you, as my guy Voss would say, $38. But I need you to take this $38 and make it look like $1 million. And time and time again, McClay is doing that, man. So shout out to Will McClay. And really, again, whoever makes a decision on bringing in Dan Quinn, whether that's McClay, whether that's McCarthy signing off, because that is probably the biggest turnaround on this team. Mike Nolan is still here. You're not probably talking like this, but so yeah, big shout out to Will McClay. Appreciate the call, good brother.
Yeah, man. And one of my boys called me, man. I ain't talked to this cat in 3 years. He's a Philly fan. And I'm like, man, what you doing calling me, man? They are so hyped up, man. Those Philly, they're coming out of I ain't talked to this cat in 3 years. He come calling me last night about 10 o'clock. I was like, man, what's up, dude? I ain't talking. Man, they coming out of the woodwork, baby.
Hey, let that beat build. Just let that beat build, and then when the clock hits 0, just let them know it's on. All right, I'm letting the beat build. I'm getting text messages and DM. Let the beat build. Let it build.
And this cat, listen, he's a Philly fan. He's talking about, man, I'm scared to go to a Philly game in Philly. I was like, what are you talking about? He said, man, I'm scared to go myself. I said, as a Philly fan? He said, man, I'm scared to go up in that stadium myself, bro. I said, man, boy, you talk. I was like, man, that's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. Hey, dog, appreciate the call, good brother. How you a Philly fan?
All right, man, take it easy, man. Peace out.
How you a Philly fan? And you scared to go to your own stadium? Oh, yeah, I don't even know if I let that beat build. I might drop the beat on him immediately. And the other thing I meant to talk about before I got away from the physical aspect of things was somebody brought up, I forget what caller said it, Micah Parsons finishing. Like, it's only 2 years. And I don't want to do this to DeMarcus. And I hate to even do this, but that's just what I remember. There's only one game I remember DeMarcus where, like, finishing or getting into the fourth quarter and, like, he closed that motherfucker down. And it was against the Saints. Hell of a game because we thought he broke his damn neck the week before. But I do believe the one small thing a lot of us that remember where vividly, it was like, yeah, but he just never really showed up at the end when it was all said and done. We can't say that about Micah 2 years in. Micah's had multiple games where he's closed dudes out or he's made massive plays to get the ball back. And I'm not saying D-Ware never did that. I'm not saying he never did that. But I do vividly remember that being a conversation like, man, oh, man. And he was a Hall of Famer. He should be in the damn Hall of Fame. But that's one thing I'm seeing that's a difference is that when we need to play, Mike is finishing. All right, 2 more callers, and I got to go. 213. Is this Mel?
Bro.
Come on, man. See, I'm mad they won't let me say it. What's good, man? I done kept you on hold.
Yeah, I've been on hold, but it's okay, man. I've been enjoying the show, man. My voice is gone. I was at the game, bro. It was an amazing.
Yeah, you was at the game.
Time. Yeah, bro, it was amazing, man. I've since the Dak era. I don't know if I've missed a year where I've missed that. I haven't been to at least one game, but this was by far the biggest and most satisfying win, man, I've personally been to, bro. But I gotta tell you how gangster Micah Parsons is, bro. I gotta tell you this dude's gangster because I don't know if they caught it on the telecast. When he was limping, like he had a noticeable limp because I turned to my woman, I said, babe, Micah hurt. And she was like, he all right? I said, nah, babe, Micah hurt. I didn't know what was going on, so I'm searching Twitter to try to find out what's going on. But it's towards the end of the game, and they're trying to get Micah off the field, and they send in D-Law, and D-Law got about halfway, and Micah waved D-Law off, like, get off the field.
Second year.
D-Law planted his foot in the ground and ran back to the sideline and said, he good. 2 plays later, Michael puts pressure on Stafford. Stafford throws the interception to Malik Hooker, bro. I'm telling you, bro, this dude, he's different, man. He's different, man. It wasn't, the first half he was a little quiet, but at least from the view I had, but I know he was still applying pressure. But I'm like, bro, this dude right here, man.
He different, man.
He different, man. And it really showed to me. It wasn't like D-Law was like, yo, the coaches want you out, get out. D-Law was like, hey, I got enough respect for this young fella right here. I'm a running back to the sideline. I'm like, yo.
I'm glad you said that because I missed that. And the reason why I'm glad you said it was because, D-Law apparently didn't go back into the game, but it looks like he could have. And he just got waved off by the alien that is Micah Parsons. So that's actually great to hear.
Yeah, man. Micah is different, man. And I got one more shout out, man. I'm going to jump off. Man, Kelvin Joseph, man, I really gained a lot of respect for him seeing what he's doing on special teams because sometimes I don't always catch it. But he could easily be in the doghouse. Pouting,
yes,
not wanting to play hard, just being his feelings, being emotion. His effort on special teams is like he is literally like, if I can't be I'm gonna be in the game, giving 100% any way I can, and it really did make me look at him a lot differently. There was a play he ran down and he missed the tackle, and the play was still alive. He got right back up, hustled his ass off, and made that play, ran the dude down from behind, man. And
were you here for the cookout? Not for cookout, for the roundup?
You said, did I miss it?
Yeah, were you here for the roundup?
No, I got in for the cookout. I didn't get the notification this morning, dog.
Okay, so the reason why I asked is because we featured Kelvin Joseph this morning as a special teams ace now. So it's good to hear somebody else giving him props as well. What I admire about him the most is what you kind of were leading on to. He could be pouting. He could be not focused, but it seems like he's honed in on something, and that something is special teams. And he's like, all right, I can't get on the field right now. These guys are playing well. I know what happened to me in the offseason, but I'm not going to let that get to me. I'm going to focus up. And he's been one of your best special teams players right now. So we definitely get it. And, of course, he's going on the walk. I mean, that ain't even debatable.
Yes. Bring. Come on, dog. Let's take this walk real quick. Let's take this walk real quick.
In fact.
But
he's
it was a great win. I definitely feel, man, and you tell me what you think. Was this the signature win for Mike McCarthy so far?
I'm going to go. I want to say the Patriots game, honestly.
Okay, I'll roll with that.
I mean, Cowboys hadn't beat the Patriots in Lambeau in New England since '96, and that's Bill Belichick over there. I get it was a rookie quarterback, but I'm gonna go that game.
I'll go with that. I'll roll with that. For me, it's this one, but I'm not mad at you for having that opinion, man. That definitely was a big win, bro. But yeah, man. I love the direction, and I love something you said earlier. We just gonna take it week by week. We're gonna take it week by week, man. This league is changing every single week, but one thing has been consistent is this defense. You tweeted out when they scored, you said, "Well, there's their one touchdown."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's the one they get.
That's the one. You better pick it. You better pick your spot, man. Appreciate you, my guy Mel.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You better pick your spots against this defense, right? Like you better score when it matters. And something that maybe we'll talk about tomorrow more in detail. One thing I noticed, and I do want to make sure I give props. Granted, they might not be scoring a whole lot. The last 3 games, 1, 2, 3, yeah, the last 3 games, the offense, every time the opposing team has scored a touchdown, the offense has responded with a touchdown. Like I think that is important. While they're not behind by all these points or anything like that, the most they've been down in this 4-game stretch has been 7 points, and they went back and scored a touchdown to tie it up. That's big. That's key for a team that is not going to score a lot of points right now offensively. For a team that's struggling in the red zone, struggling on third downs. If it's one series, if it's one drive, that you got to have it, it has to be after the opposing team scores, because that will totally diminish all that momentum that they got. So they want to point that out. Very resilient. Yeah. All right, man. It's the last one. 203, what up?
What's up, Will the Still, man? What's up, man?
Will the
Link Static, man.
They call me that back. It's who?
Link Static again, man. I called you one other time before, but
gotcha.
I enjoy your show, man.
Thank you, brother.
But yeah, all I had to say is, man, I woke up this morning feeling kind of good this morning, man. I feel good this morning. Well, I'm in Philly too. Woo, man. Walking around, my cowboy hat on in the grocery store. You know, everybody, you know, they mean mugging me. I'm looking at them like, yeah, we coming for you.
And you in
I
Philly too.
I want to go get a shirt made, man. 1 + 1 = 3. Hashtag Jerry Jones.
They ain't gonna know what that means. They ain't gonna know what that means.
Put Monstar on there, Goon Squad. I'm talking about, man, yo, this defense, bro. Oh man, like man, this defense is crazy. Then I just want to say, but the Eagles, man, we played an offense that has better receiver than any receiver that the Eagles had. Cooper Kupp, man, he's amazing. You got to give him the props. You got to give him respect. So I seen yesterday when the Arizona took away was A.J. Brown. I seen that they shut him down. He did all right, but they took him away. And I know our DBs is going to take that man away. So it's going to be interesting when they take away their number one receiver, because Smith, he's all right, but he don't be.
Hey, brother, slow down. We will get there. I promise you. We will get there. I need to let this beat build a little bit, okay? Because I really want to. This one gotta marinate a little bit this week, because this is a special game. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
Let's
We'll
rejoice in this beautiful victory yesterday in LA, though. But we'll get there, man. We'll get there. I promise you.
Yeah, we'll get there. One thing I want to say before I go, though, what you said, man, you was right on the money about when you said Cooper Kupp. He's like, he gonna get his. I remember you saying that. He's like, let him, he gonna get his $125 or $110, whatever you were saying before. I was like, damn. When I thought about you, when I seen that, and he got one touchdown. We let him get his rocks off, but we limited that. You know what I'm saying? I thought about you when I seen that. I like, damn, we'll still said that too, man. Like, they gonna get his, but it ain't gonna be enough.
Ain't gonna be enough. Not based off of what we saw going into the game. It's like, I mean, y'all Cooper Kupp or bust. So unless Coop go for 203 tutties, and go ahead with your little 170 yards. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man, enjoy your show, man. Let you roll, man. But man, hey, man, we good, man. We good.
We good. Appreciate you, big dog.
All right, man. Thank you, man. Take care.
I'm debating here because my schedule was off. I thought I had to be gone, but I don't. Now, do I keep these lines open? It's Victory Monday. Usually we go overtime. Maybe I'll go overtime here. I'm going to open them up for a little bit. I don't have to go. I thought I did. Appreciate you, Nick, for keeping me updated on that. Got so much going on, man. I just get these dates mixed up. So we'll open them up a little bit. Shout out to Authentic in the building. Authentic in the beard. Crushing it. I know the beard is, Authentic. I mean, your boy is going through it. But the Giants 4-1, man. Salute. Yeah, we'll keep it open a little bit. Man. Charlie G. No, it can't be too long, man.
Super chat.
$5 donation. He says Dallas is playing bully ball. They're punching you in the mouth and playing next man up. This defense looked like the 2000 Ravens, and Parsons is our Ray. Now, when I compared him to Ray Lewis earlier, it wasn't their play styles. It was just just that version of Ray Lewis, what he was able to do and galvanize the rest of those guys around him. Because, listen, much like our defense, the Ray Lewis-led defense was a bunch of Negans. Oh, man. Negan, if y'all weren't here earlier. Dorrance Armstrong said that we are all him, and I equated that to the Cowboys defense being a bunch of Negans. 850, what it is, what it do?
Being a bunch of Negans.
Uh-oh, you got your house up.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you turn down the TV?
Oh yes, sorry.
You got your house.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
All right, this is old school G out of P-Funk, Florida. I never gave up Dallas. I've been a Cowboy fan ever since Dallas Cowboy days. Tony Dorsett, Robert Newhouse, Roger Dodger, Drew Pearson. I've been a Cowboy ever since I've been a kid. I never gave him up. Even when Jimmy Johnson came on, we won one game that year. I still was a Cowboy fan. I don't jump bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
But we're doing pretty good this year, and I appreciate it. All the Cowboys support. This is my first phone call ever, so I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, wow. No, you're good, brother.
But,
doing great.
The difference between Dak and Cooper Rush is that Dak is a good quarterback, a great quarterback. Okay, so it's like this. If you got two great boxers, two champion boxers, one boxing, but the other is looking for that one-punch knockout. It's like Dak is unsure. What should he do? He's not like he's unsure himself. Should I run? Or should I throw? Should I run? Should I throw? Like he's looking for the perfect throw. While the other team is while you started doing that, you further get behind. Another team instead of winning. And it's like saying in baseball, if you got a great pitcher going up against a great hitter, instead of hitting the ball, making a play, you're looking for that one home runner, knockout out the park. And you started striking out. And Cooper Rush is so mentally humble, team player, and Dak is too. It's just that he seems like he's just trying to do too much. And Cooper Rush is doing a beautiful, wonderful job. He's patient, team player, and just playing simple football.
So
that goes a long way.
Oh, okay. So keep him in. Is that what you want to do?
Yes. So that's all I want to say. That's all I got to say, though. But we'll see how far we go. I hope we go all the way. It's got to be the year.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you think the Cowboys will win the Super Bowl with Cooper Rush?
Sir?
Do you think the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl with Cooper Rush?
It doesn't matter. How we get there, I just want to just get the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Gotcha. Man, we almost made it, y'all. Appreciate you. We was doing so good. We was doing so goddamn going good. Should I even entertain this? I'm not. We'll get back to the Negan thing. Everybody, I don't want to do that to people. That's their opinions. This is Negan, Sam. If you don't know who Negan is, I urge you to go watch this episode. No, don't do it. Oh, boy. Is that it for the calls? That's how we gonna end this beautiful day. I thought we was doing so good.
What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
I appreciate y'all for joining me today. Y'all were fantastic. Great show today. Make sure I hit that like button on the way out. Yeah, L, I had to stop saying Negan the way I was because I was afraid I was going to go that route and people would misinterpret how I was saying it. So I just said, let me just go ahead and shut the heck up, man. But yes, if you don't know what I mean by we are all Negan, look it up, man. I think the defense is playing that way. 100%. Last call because we can't do the overtime. I mean, we'll see. Whoever's calling. 561. What it is? What it do?
What's up, Sky? It's Aaron. I had to call in just because you asked. Just because you asked.
My guy Aaron. What's good, man?
Nothing. I just wanted to give my flowers to Anthony Brown. I thought he was sticky. He was nasty. My second thing is when you do tape study, we got to give a shout out to Sam Williams. I think he had 2 tackles for loss. He had a pass deflection, and I think he hit the quarterback like 3 or 4 times. So I can't wait to watch that.
Fumble recovery.
On all 22. Yeah, on all 22, Sam Williams looks a lot more dangerous than he does on broadcast because he's using his power, so he doesn't look like he's like fully, like getting the guy off of him, but he's so powerful. Like on all 22, he's just nasty. So
he nasty on broadcast. If you watch it, man, he's just strong and fast and has the juice. And the sacks are going to come.
Feed the power.
It's going to come. But right now, what he's being asked to do and what he's doing in the run game has been great, man. And I figured he would be a really good run defender this year just because of how he was used at Mississippi State. I'm talking about here. At Ole Miss. In regards to playing that kind of defensive tackle role, that 4-eye role that everybody was talking about when he came on board. So, and he's doing that. He's transitioning wonderfully in the run game, man.
Yeah, man. Good show, man.
Appreciate you, big dog. All right, we get another one up there. We keep moving a little bit. Told y'all we can go overtime. I got time today. 908. What's up?
Skywalker still. What's up, man? Just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of the show. Appreciate everything you Cowboys guys are doing on the YouTube channels. Huge fan.
Thank you.
To piggyback off of what the last caller just said, man, AB, I've been a huge AB hater in the past, man. We obviously know teams have targeted him, and he's given up a lot of big plays and a lot of PI calls. But the last 2 years, man, he's been balling. Got to give credit where it's due. I also want to say, man, to the people that, have this Cooper Rush versus Zach debate, I don't know what you guys are looking at. We can't get too crazy about Cooper Rush. He's being an excellent game manager, but that's about it. He's a great backup. He's won these games. He's 5-0 as a starter. Absolutely give him all the credit. But is he going to get us over the hump like Dak would? Definitely not. No. But at the same time, last point I want to make is my guy Brett, the triple threat Maher, man. Without him, making all these field goals, we would not be in any of these games. Got to give credit where it's due. But that's all I got. Would love to hear you piggyback off of Brett Maher. And that's it, man. Thank you still.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate the call. Thank you for the support. Brett Maher, I know how I feel about Brett. It started off as a joke with me and Vach when he got, brought back and we came up with the Maher, right? Start off with a joke. And then, you go to camp and you see him out there just making field goals. And you're like, all right, pretty good. Then you get to Dallas and he hadn't missed. Like he missed, I think, one time. The whole time, all the practices in Dallas open to the media, open to the fans, whatever. Then in preseason, he ain't missed. I'm like, I think Maher's good now. And then you go back and you look at the Saints and you're like, he wasn't bad last year. And yeah, man, he definitely deserves a lot of credit. A lot of credit because these games are different if he is missing, if he is inconsistent, because we are not finishing or punching it in the red zone. And again, your backup is doing a wonderful job of playing like a backup quarterback. He is. There's no doubt about it. And winning will mask a lot of things. It did it last year. Believe it or not, it masked some things last year for the Cowboys. And let's not get ahead of ourselves here, man. Your offense it's gotten worse over the last 4 weeks. It started off like obviously you only can go up. But from an efficiency standpoint, it's gotten worse. And I don't want to go in on that. It's Victory Monday. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. But let's relax, man. What are we doing? Professor O, Sky called the block point as his bold prediction, only because you pointed that out, Professor O. Professor O, shout out to him. Matter of fact, do I got it? Do I got it? We were supposed to do this, Professor O. We phony. We were supposed to do that. But he hit me up in the DMs, was like, hey, man, looking at the punt block tape from the San Fran game, they could add 2. I said, well, let me go look at the punt block tape from the San Fran game. I'm like, huh? Bones Fossil, old team. He's already blocked a couple punts since in his tenure here. Bold prediction. And it came true, man. It came true. All right. Now we're good. Phone lines are closed. Y'all can come back through tomorrow as long as I got the tape today, which I usually do. We'll have a tape Tuesday tomorrow or tale of the tape, whatever. We still got to figure out a name. And we'll take a look at, I'll probably mix it up tomorrow because it just wasn't a whole lot offensively. So I'll probably mix it up tomorrow. I like to do Wednesday, a little bit more defense, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel. We're going to watch the tape regardless tomorrow. So we'll get into that. Cowboys 4-1, man. Rejoice. If you need some help rejoicing, here you go. Hit that like button on your way out, though, for me, please. They looking for us.
Here I go, 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 here I go. I'm going straight for your
Man, I swear, I can't wait for next week. Oh, man. If you want to follow me, man, keep up with me. You see that DFW Turf ticker right there. You can ask Skywalker still. It'll be scrolling around there. DFW Turf is the #1 artificial turf in the DFW area. Hit them up at dfwturf.com. Also, A to Z Sports Dallas.com is there. You can follow all of our wonderful writers, including Mauricio Rodriguez, who will be on later tonight, I should say, for primetime, A to Z Sports Primetime. You check me out later about 3-ish with my bro, Voch Lombardi on Voch Lombardi Live over on the Volume. Make sure y'all come over there. We're going to have a good time, man. 4-1, 4 in a row. We getting these dubs. As he says, as I say, stay focused. Stay focused. 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 Because they're going to try to divide you. And I mean they. I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about the talking heads. And even some fans. There should be no division right now. The Cowboys are 4-1, and they're going to get better. That's the scary thing about it. They're going to get better. With that said, press this button. Philly! Coming for you. Slow down, Scott. Slow down. We'll talk that on Wednesday. Appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you for the donations. Come back through tomorrow. We'll be watching some tape. It's a Victory Monday. Love y'all. Peace.
Squad!